Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the results for BCS Germany. If you guys need any coaching, my Metafy link is in the bottom right hand corner, metafy.gg/@Derek-Dow. If you book a session now, we'll get started on your BCS prep. So as you can see from the pie chart for top 8 standard in Germany, it's as balanced as you'd expect it, right? Nothing too crazy, no dominant decks. There's like, double ups in Gravidia and Nirvana, but then everything else is like one-offs. So you have your one Bruce, your one Sagra, one Orphis, and one Greedon. So it seems like Europe really likes Greedon, because I think the last time we saw Greedon was in BRO Europe, and that came first place. So yeah, very, very cool to see Orphis Regus as well. So I think that's like one of the decks that are seeing a rise, at least in the JP side because of set 6. But yeah, very unexpected to see Orphis, in the Western meta scene, because obviously we haven't gotten set 6 yet. But anyhow, going into the top 4. So these these 3 players, congratulations for making it to Worlds. So first place was Chung Oh Nguyen with Gravidia, and then second place was Philip Leskova. So this is Top Deck Heroes with Bruce. So congratulations, my man. Hopefully I make it there and I, meet you face to face, and then we can have a fist bump. And yeah, all the good vibes. So congratulations, my man. Third was Dennis Medjic with Gravidia, and then fourth was GG Mr. Rogers. So JJ, unfortunate, you came fourth with Orphis, but nonetheless, this is an achievement, and it's a great achievement, especially with a deck like Orphis. So congratulations, my man. You'll get him next time. Looking at the decks, so Gravidia, this is the first place Gravidia. Nothing too crazy, I think, playing a little bit of the on hits, but everything else is, as common as we see a Gravidia World deck. So yeah, pretty good. Now this is Top Deck Heroes deck, so Philip's deck. Opting to run the Megan Marjorie engine as opposed to the Pandemonium Swirler engine with the Quenlus. I think that was like one of the 2 builds that I think Grade 4 Bruce kind of leaned on, I think. I think personally this build is much more my type. Definitely the draws in Marjorie really makes it good. The fact that you can just commit Megan and like just play 2 units, have 2 intercepts, and then play very minimalistic, I think that's pretty good for a deck like this, instead of, Swirlers going all in and stuff like that. But otherwise, everything else is, very, very good. 2 SP Dereks, much respect. But everything else is just as it is. So congratulations, Philip. Third, actually no. So we've got the top 8 Greedon. We unfortunately didn't get the 3rd and 4th place list. I know that GG Mr. Rogers has just posted a video on the Orphis Regis deck that he participated in with this event, so feel free to check that out. But yeah, so this is the Greedon list. I think this list, it's a little bit, everywhere, kind of. Yes and no, like not running 4 Dauphin, but I guess you don't really need Dauphin. But the 4 Time Jarrett Dragon, being able to cycle through your hand, put in all your Boshokus, and then trying to draw into your stuff like, Kennen, Bubetsu, to be able to, recoup the stuff that you lost. So yeah, this deck, I think it gets better as time goes on. Greedon, I think, is getting much better. So yeah, I do suspect to see this deck, on the rise come set 6, set 7. But yeah, very, very cool to see the performance that Greedon is undertaking in the European side of the game. So yeah, that is standard. Now, so standard was very balanced, and then I saw this. So this is V Premium for Germany, and yeah, 16 maidens, very, very balanced. Taking 75% of the tops in Germany, which is actually crazy. Like, I think the last time we saw this was maybe like tier 0 Luard, but that was in JP. So 16 maiden, 1 Aquaforce, which is Thavas, and then 1 Grand Blue. So this is really interesting. Interesting in the fact that we can see a whole meta shift, right? So, coming off BRO, we knew Anj was a good deck. Gurgit was the deck to beat, and then now, you know, I think everybody has kind of picked it up that Steam Maidens is actually the deck to beat. So yeah, very, very cool. I do give respect because Steam Maiden is really cool. I've played the deck itself. I ended up winning my shop challenge last week with Steam Maiden. So Steam Maiden is a really, really fun deck, but there are components in the deck that makes it a problem. Like if you got rid of that component, then I think the deck is just really, really fun. Quite balanced actually. But yeah, anyhow, off topic, but yeah. Alright, jumping to the top 4. So Dave Vec came first place. This Gear Chronicle main, absolute mad lad. I think this guy obliterated through BRO, topped so many of them, and now he's just going on a rampage again, coming first place in V Premium. So congratulations, my man. And then second was CTM Vacless with Ghosties. So I saw this list. I don't actually have the deck log, but I think it was like a 12 draw Ghosty. So we'll talk about that in a sec. And then third was Maxime Jalen with Steam Maiden. And then fourth place was Maxim Solemn. So my boy Solemn coming fourth place. Unlucky, my man, but it's okay. I sent him a message, a pretty good night message before I went to sleep. And yeah, we'll talk about that soon. So yeah, just jumping into the decks. So Dave released his first place list. So this is as cookie cut as it gets. If you want to start Steam Maiden, you jump in here, you take this list and you play it. Right? This is what the deck is, how the deck is supposed to be built. Very, very straightforward. I think it's just a match between two clan collections, if I'm not mistaken. So the accessibility to get this deck is actually really good. Maybe not the price now because, you know, Steam Maiden is the hot stuff right now. But if you had bought Steam Maidens from Clan Collection 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, then yeah, you're in a pretty good position at the moment. So yeah, this is very good as it is. And then we have the Tharvas list. So this was the top 8 Tharvas list. You know, simple as it gets, playing Adelaides. If you roll the dice and you go first, you just slam and jam with this deck and then hope you beat all your Steam Maidens. But it's the other way around if Steam Maiden wins the dice roll. So anyhow, going back to my little story. Oh, actually no. We'll talk about the Ghosties deck. So it was a 12 draw Ghosty, and I think Ghosty against Steam Maiden is actually a pretty good deck to match up into. Because the problem with Steam Maiden, right? So if we go back to Steam Maiden, this is the card that makes the deck broken, right? The fact that you have to guard 2 on attacks is just really, really strong, right? But then Ghosty have 2 massive intercepts with just, that can just like, you know, intercept 1. And then, you know, 1 attack is gone, intercept another, that's 2 attacks gone. So essentially you only need to guard 6, right? And then if you stay on a reasonable amount of damage, then you're only really guarding 3, which is 6 cards in hand, right? So if you look at it that way, Ghosties is actually pretty good. Obviously, the difference is that the draw count, because they're 5k, I'm not too sure if the shield quality is good. The quantity might be good, but I'm not too sure about the quality. But yeah, really, really cool to see Ghosty come second place. So definitely a deck I'm gonna test out, especially into Steam Maiden, if this deck, you know, continues to exist in the V Premium metagame. All right, so back to my actual funny story. So it was the start of day 2, and I messaged Solomon. I was like, you know, I heard the bad news yesterday. He ended up, you know, going to top 4. And then lost, and then lost again, and then came 4th place. And I was like, you know what? I promise you, bro, you'll get it tomorrow, okay? And I'm not gonna stay up to 2 a.m. because I stayed up to 2 a.m. just to hear what happened and, you know, the results that came about from his day 1. And I told him, nah, I'm not gonna stay up. All right, I've got work the next day. You know, I believe, I have full faith in you that you're going to make it to Worlds, all right? So, jumping into the top 8 with that context in mind. Alright, so the top 8 premium is 4 Narukami, 2 Aquaforce, 2 Gears. Now this is as meta as it gets, alright? These are the 3 decks that we definitely thought would be, you know, the cornerstone of premium, yeah? So, you know, you have your Ripples with Odysseus, then you have the high roll Mystery Flare, and then Narukami is like the counter pick between those two, right? So that's what we expected. So, looking at the top 4, now Dave Vecht, again, absolute beast. The fact that he came first both days is actually crazy, right? He's built different. Built so different. Like, I would never imagine myself coming first place 2 events in 2 days. It's just unheard of, right? So this guy is an absolute Gear Chronicle god. So congratulations, Dave. I'm guessing you're taking premium now. It doesn't really matter, right? So you're going to Worlds, you know, you're living the dream at the moment, okay? And then my boy, Maxim Solom, 2nd place. See, I told you, man. I told him, you know what? I promise, I believe that you're going to go to Worlds, all right? And message me when you make it there. And you know what? I woke up in the morning, 6 a.m., go to the gym. Before I went to the gym, I checked my phone, and it's like, done. I did it. I went to Worlds, and I'm like, so happy for him, man. So happy. So congratulations, Solom, for making it to Worlds. And then we don't actually have the names for the 3rd and 4th place, but the 3rd and 4th place played Eradicators and Mystery Flare, respectively. So, just looking at the deck, this is Dave's deck. Very shiny. That's what I gotta say. So this Tapir, I think Peter B, or you know, Peter Van Allen, Peter Commentator, revealed his list and he played this Tapir. We ended up finding out about this Tapir. And yeah, it's pretty busted. The fact that you can rest, bind a 3, and then, you know, Kuranta it back into deck to, like, you know, get an extra grade 3, which is like renovate and then go again. It's pretty insane. And the fact that you have access to the Gear Puppy, that's, yeah, you know, that's an extra plus towards the Mystery Flare deck, and otherwise everything else is, you know, as Mystery Flare as it gets. Yeah. Reach 19, count 19 grades, and call it a day. The G-Zone is like vastly irrelevant. Usually like you go into like Schlishma and then there's like very little odd cases for everything else. But yeah, that's Mystery Flare. And then we do also have the top 8 Mystery Flare. So unfortunate, very close to hitting it to Worlds, but this one is running, I think, the Inception build from Dave. So, you know, running your Grey Exhaust, your Lishma, and then your Nabus. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have for this week. Well, actually for this event, I will be covering BCS Rosemont and as well as WGP Yokohama in the next couple of days. So if you like this video, feel free to pop a like, comment down below what you guys think about the results this weekend. And I actually want to ask, what results do you guys think will happen in the next weekend? And I'll tell you now, I think V is very straightforward, but I want to know what you guys think the results will be for the next upcoming events, because I think we have Canada and Spain, if I'm not mistaken, this upcoming weekend. So yeah, really cool to see, you know, who makes it to Worlds, what decks made it to Worlds. And yeah, it's just going to be an absolute amazing, you know, journey for all of these players. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.